Last time we built a profile the right way, start to finish, every field that matters. Today we look at the other end of that profile management. New profile entry, complete. What about when someone is no longer involved in the ministries of your church? When someone moves away or stops attending or passes away, what do you actually do in your information management system? I had a pastor to say to me one time, "Oh, no, 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 no. We don't take anyone out of our system. This is the Lamb's Book of Life." That's a direct quote from him. Go ahead and chuckle. I did, at least mentally, but not visually in their presence. But hear me, you are not going to delete them either. No one wants to be the one who deletes Grandma Ruth's entire record the week after her funeral. The path has just not always been clear. Your CHMS system, Realm, Planning Center, Breeze, Ministry Brands, whatever you use, handles this a little differently. So research your system and discover the proper way to do this. Some systems let you mark a profile inactive, keeping the entire history intact but out of your active number. Some have a separate, distinct way of marking someone deceased, which matters because that person's giving history, their family relationships, their years of service, and all of that still belongs in the history of your church's story. So, whatever platform you are on, go and find out exactly how to handle this before you need it in the middle of a hard week. In Realm, both of those live in the same place. Click the three dots beside a person's name on their profile, and you'll find two separate, distinct choices: mark as inactive or delete, or mark as deceased. Two different paths, two different situations, and Realm asks you to give a reason either way, so there's a record of the why, not just what you've done. I do, however, have a word that I discourage using in any CHMS system. That word is delete. 6 letters, and I kind of treat it like a 4 letter word. Say it in a staff meeting and watch me wince more than just a little bit. Delete implies erased, gone, the giving history, the family connections, the years of ministry, the note someone wrote down about a hospital visit, all of it erased, and there's no getting it back. Deactivate, and none of that happens. The story stays right exactly where it was, right there in your church staff's ability to go back and review it. It is no longer just sitting in your active count, giving incorrect answers to your queries, your averages, and your ministry groups. And when it is truly marked as deceased, not just inactive, good systems make that one harder to walk back for a reason. In Realm, that path warns you plainly before you can finish it, because this cannot be undone in their system. That is not a system being tough. That is a system protecting you from doing something in a hard moment that you can't take back later. So hear me plainly on this one. Don't delete, deactivate, or when it's truly called for, mark them as deceased carefully, as only once you are certain that that is the process that needs to be done. Let's recap both halves. Who belongs in? What you capture when they arrive. What do you do with that information when they leave? That is the life cycle of managing one profile. Managing it well, one person at a time, is the most of the foundational best practices in this entire series. Everything else we're going to build in this series, your groups, your giving, your community, this is the foundation of everything else that we get built. Now you have the best practice for managing one profile in your database, start to finish. Your church does not have one profile to fix. it may have years of profiles, some complete, some half filled out, some that should have been marked inactive 2 years ago and never were. Cleaning one profile takes a couple of minutes. Cleaning years of that across your entire database is a different kind of project, and it is exactly the kind of work that I walk churches through as a ministry consultant. Next time, I'm going to show you what it looks like to be about ministry with an individual in the middle of an actual moment of ministry. Specific tools are designed for this part of ministry management, and most churches never open or don't know how to use these tools. I would love the opportunity to walk with you through an analysis of your information and help you complete this cleanup. Even more importantly, I'd help you build processes and policies to avoid this in the future. Let's have that conversation. Use the link below and schedule a free conversation to discuss your ministry and how I might assist. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and as always, share this video with a church staff member who needs to hear it plainly. Blessings to you, your family, and your flock. See you next week.